Hey, what's up YouTube? This is your boy Diaphone, and today we're going to be doing Athena guide. So covering pros, cons, neutral, combos, strategy, that sort of thing. Athena's one of my favorite characters, and like I've literally played her in every single KOF, and I have to play her in here. I don't think she's the best character, but she has a lot of style, a lot of options, and she's super fun to play. So let's get into her. That sounds like, I don't know. You know what? Fuck it. Let's leave it. I feel like, you know, there's some innuendos there I don't want to get into, but whatever. I said it. The deed's been done. Let's get into her. Really? I said that? All right, so Athena, obviously traditional zoner type, and I think if we talk about her strengths, it's just the fact that she has so many options, right? She has a fireball. She actually has 2 fireballs. She has one that launches. She has a teleport. She has an air dive kick. She has a reflect. She has a DP. She has it all. Oh wait, she has a command grab too. She just has so many options. I forgot about it. I mean, she's really versatile, which is why I like playing her. She also has just a general very strong zoning game, right? Her fireball has a lot of frame advantage. So you guys know, like when you see the ++ frame on the top left corner, that means she has frame advantage. So he has frame advantage from like even like here, just pretty uncommon. So of course here she can like move and then chase down the fireball. It's pretty unique to a zoner in this game. She also has some very good normals like 2C, the fact that it's cancelable from this range and it's that fast. Also her 5D is very good. Not only is it hit really far, but the other cool thing is that it's very good as anti-air. So you see, like, especially if you're just mashing throw, it'll catch a lot of hops. It just has a really good couple really good hitboxes. So some of her cons, her DP can trade or whiff. So let's take example Terry, jump CD. Sometimes it'll win, but let's say like you're at just spacing, it'll just whiff and then yeah, you get hit. It also trade with some really good moves such as Vanessa CD. So her anti-air can be kind of bad. Her damage is pretty poor. Something like this, you only get 200 damage and you don't get Oki or a knockdown mix-up from. A lot of characters get way more from 2B, but she does get some pretty big damage in the corner. Also, some characters in general just have very, very good anti-fireball measures. Some characters can literally just duck the fireball. So zoning certain characters like Vanessa can be very, very tricky. Some matchups she's gonna have are gonna be really good in her favor, and some matchups are gonna be really hard. All right, so let's talk about her position. Honestly, I think first position is their best just because she benefits a lot from opponents not having meter. We'll talk about that why later, but basically means they can't get around her fireball and pressure strings as well. She also doesn't have very damaging combos with meter relative to the rest of the cast, but I think she could be played in any position because especially her EX moves are very good. Like EX teleport, extremely fast, can provide good mix up. This move is also very good. Does good damage, you get a hit afterwards, and it's safe on block. So I think she can be played pretty versatile. And personally, I'm still debating her whether I want her anchor or first. So she could also like change order depending on the matchup. Kind of like we talked about. Her gameplay is very matchup dependent. All right, so what do we do with this character neutral? You throw a Psycho Ball, and then you throw another Psycho Ball, and then you throw another Psycho Ball, right? Obviously, full screen, you're at advantage. Around here, you're not advantage because if you do a Psycho Ball, they can like hop and hit you for a full combo. So typically, you want to be at like this range right here, like slightly outside of round start range. So why do you want to be out of this range, right? You throw a Psycho Ball around here, you're at the perfect range to anti-air with the DP, right? And let's say they get used to hopping, right? You're at this range, you decide to throw a fireball. You see how their hop whiffs? So when you see that hop whiffs, you can go in for pressure. You can, one of the best things to do, just check them with a stand D or check them with a 2C and a fireball. And your whole goal is to get them to block the fireball, right? So you obviously need to stop them from hopping, stop them from jumping. And you know, some things people do, they'll like try to roll past your fireball, but like that's not very good because you get a full punish. So the whole goal is to figure out how they want to get around the fireball, try to maintain this spacing or further when possible, and punish their attempts to get in. So, you know, one of the ways people counterplay this is they'll, you know, move around a lot, try to trick you into throwing a Psycho Ball at this range, and then they'll do a good jump, and then they'll delete you, right? Eventually, if you're good with Athena, you'll get them to block a Psycho Ball, and you're very, very plus. This is when you can do another crouch C in the Psycho Ball. And you see this is all plus. Actually, this could be really hard to get out of for a lot of characters. Let's talk about what you shouldn't do. You shouldn't try to poke her after because you're just going to get hit, right? You also generally don't want to backdash because then that happens. But some options here, you can roll. Then they whiff their Psycho Ball. That's really good. You can also jump after the Psycho Ball. And depending on your character, you can actually punish the Psycho Ball. DP the gap. You can also guard cancel roll, and then that happens and you get a full punish. So there's a lot of ways to deal with this, but so should you never go for it? Well, of course not, because it's really strong and you can beat all of these options, right? Guard cancel roll costs a meter, and if you don't cancel the 2M, you can beat it. If they go for a roll, right, you can just punish the roll. If they go for a DP, you can punish, you just block, run up and block. What I like to do is I'll do like a run up, wait a little bit, and then do another crouch C in the Psycho Ball. So you have a lot of different options. And then jump, the way I like to beat jump is just do a run up stand D, and that'll catch your jump. Another option is you can just throw another Psycho Ball, and this will kind of screw up their timing. And that jump would be easily DPable, right? So there's a lot of nuance here, and you kind of have to figure out how is your opponent escaping, and then structure your offense based on that, right? And the better you get with Athena, the more options you'll have besides just crouch C and the Psycho Ball. But general, you know, you want to rotate crouch C, Psycho Ball. Sometimes do crouch C, sometimes just run up and then delay crouch C, and sometimes just, you know, throw another Psycho Ball afterwards in case you think they're going to do something. Honestly, one of the best things you can do against Athena is just block and wait for them to get into a predictable pattern, right? Let them be comfortable and then go for something that will throw them off. So let's say they are blocking. What can you do? Well, you can do a run up grab. If you want to be gimmicky, you can do run up you can do cancel the 2C in the teleport. You also cancel 2C in the EX teleport, which is like very, very fast and hard to react to. And it hits cross up. So yeah, I'll catch a lot of people if they're not like specifically looking for it. The other thing is you can pressure, like go do like 2B. Another cool thing about her pressure is that this 2A she has is actually plus on block, which means that if someone is trying to like, you know, mash on you, all you have to do is 2A into 2C and that'll catch any mashing. So that's kind of like your mash killer. And then if someone's not mashing after 2A, you know, same thing, run up, throw. Another thing I really like doing is you could do 2A into CD, and then obviously your reward off of CD is really good. You just go into teleport DP. All right, so let's talk about some other aspects of neutral, right? So right now, neutral, stay in the area, counteract their approach. You do want to make sure you're throwing both kinds of fireballs, right? This one you have more frame advantage, it goes slower. This one goes faster, right? So this will actually catch out some things. It's harder to react to, right? So sometimes if the opponent's trying to do like something anti-fireball or they're running forward, there is some delay in blocking in this game, so you might actually just catch them running forward. Well, as this, they can easily react and block. So you want to make sure you're mixing up both the fireballs. These are decent. I personally don't like them too much because they're a little slower and they're like easy to react to and you have less frame advantage after, but they still have some uses to kind of throw off your opponent. So let's talk about what you do against fireballs. Obviously, reflect is very, very strong. You can like follow in because your reflect is one of the best reflects in the game. So generally against other zoners, you want to be making them approach. So if you're someone that does not like fighting zoners, Athena is actually a very good pickup for you. Another option you have against fireballs I really like is you can use her EX Psycho Shoot. You know, you can get something like that. You get the pressure afterwards and you discourage them from throwing fireballs. It's a very good anti-fireball tool. So yeah, she deals very well with fireballs. Occasionally, you know, it's not just throwing fireballs. You will want to approach sometimes because if they're looking very close at your fireball, it means they're not looking to anti-air you, right? So let's say you're in this space for a while, they're looking for a fireball so they can react to something. Just jump at them, right? You have a few good jump normals. Or jump B is very good cross up. So anytime you're in cross up range, make sure you're using that. Or jump D is just your all around tool. It's the best thing to jump in with. Has a very good, you can't really low profile that unless you do it early. Or CD is pretty good too. I use it as more of like a like preemptive anti-air sort of thing. Or jump C's, pretty good air to air actually. Fun fact, you actually cancel some of your air normals into 6B. So not jump D, but you can cancel jump C and some of the other ones. It just looks cool. I don't think it really does too much, but on counter hit, you can actually use that to get a conversion as well. A couple of other notes about her specials. C DP is the only good one for anti-air. ADP, kind of useless, honestly. Sometimes you want to use EXDP just because it has a better hitbox, harder to jump over. EX Psycho Ball, I think this move's kind of useless. So just kind of stick to these. EX Teleport we already talked about, very good. Other teleports they're okay, good to throw your opponent off, but don't rely on them too much. Doing this is kind of a gimmick, by the way. If Athena ever does this on block, you can literally just throw and punish it. Same thing on hit. So generally, don't try to play too gimmicky with this character. Try to avoid using that move on block or hit up close. Yeah, so see, at certain ranges it's safe. It's also really hard to react to, so a lot of times you'll kind of get away with the Phoenix arrow in the air. A lot of times, honestly, you can just kind of let this rock the 5C, 6B, and be safe. And if you really want to check them from dash and forward, just use the EX version because it's safe on block. Generally, I stick to the regular command grab, but the EX command grab is faster, so if you're like a little worried about them mashing out, you can use the EX command grab. But honestly, it's kind of hard to get your opponent to just stand still, so I don't recommend going for too many EX command grabs unless you're sure you have the opponent conditioned. All right, so let's talk about combos. 2B, 5A, and the DP. You can also cancel this DP into super. You do the C version of the super and delay it a little bit. Basically just hold down the button and it'll connect. Any normal into 6B, so typically you get 5C, 5D, or 2C. These all link into 6B. Too far away, this doesn't link. See that then combo. But anyways, the combo after that, meterless, you just do quarter circle back D. But honestly, if you ever have meter, I recommend spending a half bar on this combo. So you get 100 more damage and you get a better knockdown situation because you can cancel on the fireball. Another cool thing you can do is actually cancel into the late teleport. And then you can kind of get like a 50-50 going. If you cancel the teleport a little bit later, you stay on the same side. And if you time it just right, you actually make it safe to throw as well. So it's actually a really good mix-up, and I like going for it on occasion. Your corner combo is very similar. Again, always have the EX if you spend it. But you just go into reflect and then DP. The one thing about the corner combo, against some characters, you can go the EX reflect first, and you can get about 100 more damage. It's generally worth spending the meter there. But against some characters, you have to use the 8 DP version, and you kind of sacrifice a little damage. Generally, the lighter, smaller characters like Athena, Chris, Yuri, that combo will drop on if you use CDP. She also has a command grab, so command grab combo looks something like this. Does about 2 of 5. Same thing with the EX command grab, though it recovers quicker, and you need to delay it. But it does like way more damage. Just to keep things basic, there are some like optimal versions. But Psycho Shoot, Psycho Ball, into DP. And then we'll talk about max mode combo. Generally, you're not using max mode too much with Athena because honestly, like, that's about all you get if you don't have her last. But if you have her last, you can just cancel this in Neo Max, and you get okay damage. Not most characters do get more, just be aware. So it's kind of like when the cons are being last, but it's still, you know, situational. I also want to share a few advanced concepts with you guys. One, she can actually cancel her backdash into her forward B. So it doesn't seem that useful, but what it does is it actually lets you recover quicker. It's really tricky. You have to literally hit backdash and then forward right away, and then in order to make the most of it, you have to backdash again. So that's what it looks like a little faster. Here's what it looks like sped up. You can see it's faster and it goes further than just doing regular backdash. But it's really hard, so practice all the other stuff first. She also has a couple more advanced combos that you want to learn. So after EX command throw, you light Psycho Shoot, light teleport into heavy DP. And you get about like 100 damage more. But the issue is if you drop it, you just die. So, and it's pretty hard to land EX command grab mid-screen anyways. So again, something you can learn later. And another thing you can also learn later, it's pretty useful. We talked about this being plus on block, but yeah, you can actually link this into a 5C. And so this lets you get combos into EX Psycho Shoot if you're at the right range. And you don't really get much off of it, unfortunately. I think the most optimal is you get like teleport DP. So I haven't really found a way to integrate this yet, but it seems useful. Another pretty interesting thing in the corner, let's say you hit the same link. So you can go for this and then you can get something like that. It's pretty decent damage, but if you want to really maximize the damage, you can actually cancel the stand C into EX teleport into EX command grab. And you see how that comboed, and then you can do, you know, your combo of choice. So something like that. Again, don't learn that right away. It's quite hard. But yeah, all the stuff in this section, again, learn the beginner stuff first, and then if you really want to step up your Athena play, start to learn this more optimal stuff, which I'm still getting used to implementing, except for the backdash, which I think it just looks so cool, so I've been trying to do it every match. And that's it for the guide, but one other fun fact, this move right here, if done raw, is actually an overhead. So kind of confusing, but if you cancel it here like that, it's not an overhead, but if you just do it while not canceling it from any move, actually hits overhead. And so it can kind of catch some people. I don't recommend going for too much, but if you want to just like scrub kill your friends, do this move. It'll definitely open them up, and then you get really good damage from it. If you guys like this kind of content, hey, please consider like, sharing, and subscribing. It really helps out the channel and lets me know that you want to see more videos like this. Leave a comment down below if you have some additional Athena tips you want to give people. I'm still learning the character. You know, the game's still less than a month old. I'm sure there's other people that will appreciate your advice. So please leave stuff down in the comments below. I read them, and I always learn stuff from the comments, which is pretty cool. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.